Hello everyone, welcome back to another video with me. My name is Cotton Candy Doll, and if you're new here, then welcome. Welcome all. This is a shifting video. You may hear some noise in the background, you might not. So originally I already did a video for you guys, but apparently somehow my video didn't it didn't work out the way that I wanted, and I ended up having to pick up my groceries, so the video cut off. I actually uploaded it on YouTube and I ended up having to delete it because I realized it cut off, and so now I'm returning back to the video trying to re-record it for you guys. Freaking sucks. The lighting was much better. As you can see, the sun is going down. I ordered my groceries on Instacart and it said they were going to arrive 3 hours later, but for some reason they came 3 hours early. Don't understand. I have another delivery on the way too. They were actually supposed to arrive at the same time around this time. So I'll be checking my phone constantly, but I'm trying not to make my videos short anymore because I realized in the past I've done videos and they've been a lot shorter for some reason. And I know it's because I'm not really adding in a lot of detail. I need to tell you guys about what happened because I thought I was walking away without any type of consequences for what happened at the school. And I am going to jump into what happened, but I forgot what else I was going to tell you guys. Oh, you might hear a little bit of video game music in the background because I was actually playing Donkey Kong Freeze Country. Donkey Kong, what is it called? I am not saying it right. Shoot, hold on. Actually, I have my controller right here. What is this called? You know what? I'm not gonna pause it. I don't want to do that. Let's see, what is it? If I quit, I can see. Exit level. I have to get a real name for you guys. Sorry. Like, I hate not knowing the name of something and trying to give it to you guys because you have no idea what I'm talking about. Anyway, this has nothing to do with my shift. I wanted it to be a little bit of background music. I quit. How do I quit? Quit game. Come on. You guys probably can't hear it. It's not really meant to be heard. It's just meant to be like a background thing for me, to be soothing for me. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Ha, that's what it's called. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I don't know if you guys have this game. Wow. Yes, I know my battery power is low. I don't care. Okay. That's the end of that. Anyway, that can play in the background. So yeah, I'm gonna be constantly looking at my phone, which is really annoying. I really hate that I deleted my first video because I actually put a lot of detail in it, telling you guys everything. And so anyway, I'm gonna jump right into what happened. A fair warning, guys. So this video is gonna be a little bit cringy. If you have trouble sitting through my long videos, please go grab yourself a snack. Go grab yourself something to drink, candy, popcorn, whatever you have, so that you can actually see my video and actually process what I'm saying. And I hope I didn't give away any spoilers in the thumbnail. I'm really going to try not to. So, first off, what was I going to tell you that was so important? Oh, I went back to My Hero and I was going to target Toshinori and Keigo because last time they basically, well, Keigo let me eat those gummy worms and that big bowl of ice cream knowing what was there. I don't know why I thought that would be my child's ice cream. Me and Keigo got into an argument over it because he said, you know, my kid, I would never just give him that much stuff to make him sick. You know what I mean? Like, why would I give him a giant bowl of ice cream? That was for me. And I'm like, his bowl would obviously be the tiny one, right? And it's like, you know, so because I called myself trying to get into an argument with him about it, but then he just proved how dumb I was for just eating that, for having, you know, I just let it go. I'm like, whatever. And you know, so I left away from him and I decided to go up to the school I decided, you know, skip over seeing Toshinori. Let me come up with a plan to get them back, because when Keiko brought me in there, obviously I was out of it. I was in a different world. But I was basically stumbling into the school, and he was basically kind of dragging me along, like holding me up. And then at one point I was handed off to Toshinori, and I could hear Toshinori smiling. Like, I knew he was laughing and smiling the whole time. So obviously they were planning something. So at that point I automatically figured out I needed to get them back. So I was coming up with a plan about how I can get them back. And I was like, I'm not going to execute it yet, but I'm going to think of something. And I did think of something. And I thought, you know, I'm going to execute my plan, but I'm just going to wait. I'm not going to do it right away. So then I thought that whole incident was going to be done with. The thing with the kids, what happened. You remember when I failed? When I tried to, well, my goal, you guys remember what my goal was in the school. So I went in there basically to, you know, I went in my office to put away things at my desk. I knew I wasn't going to be working that week, because apparently they also have like a spring break thing going on in school, so they're not going to be there. So I was like, let me pack everything up, because no one's going to be here on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever. I know that the kids here in this reality come back Friday, but in my hero, for some reason, they're not coming back to UA. They obviously get to leave their homes or just stay in the dorms. So I go in my room and I'm cleaning everything up, and Principal Nezu comes up to the room and he's like, Miss Cotton Candy Doll, I need you to come with me to the office. And I was like, okay, I'll be there in a second. So I'm picking up my stuff. I'm actually taking my time, because I'm just like, what the heck does he want? Like, when do I ever get called into the principal's office? You know, I usually get called in there for a meeting, so I figure it's going to be a meeting, maybe something's happening. So I walk in and I see Kirishima, Kaminari, Momo, Tokoyami, and who else was there? Basically the kids that were involved in the incident. And so I go in there, and the way that the desk is set up is basically shaped like a rectangle. So it's shaped like a rectangle. The kids are, usually there's one desk on one side, one on the other side. Basically like a long table, and you see the teachers sit there. But the kids were sit at the back table, and he was like basically in front of them. So I came and I was in front of the kids. So they were kind of behind me. So I looked like I was like, it's almost like I was the ringleader or something, because I was standing in the middle. So then Principal Nezu was like, I want to know about why this that transpired. Like, what were you actually trying to do? And I was like, okay, I wasn't trying to do anything. And they were like, he's like, I ended up on the floor. No, not he ended up on the floor. He goes, apparently Endeavor ended up on the floor. I was like, okay, so I wasn't really a part of that incident. Whatever I was planning, obviously, it didn't work. I said, you forget I was a victim too, because I ended up getting jabbed in my neck. I was like on the floor. And I'm like, Kirishima and them? And I said, that's on them. I basically kind of just like threw them under the bus, because it's like, you're not gonna hold me responsible for this. Like, I didn't drag them into this. They just happened to come along. And then Principal Nezu was like, well, Endeavor is outside too, because he also wants an explanation, but he'll be here soon. He's you know, outside, or he's busy doing something. So then I was like, well, I don't feel like I have any reason to be in here. I was like, Kirishima, I was like, don't forget, you shot me too. So I said, I had my own goal. I don't need to tell you what my goal is, because it didn't work. So then I hear Endeavor coming down the hallway. So the kids get outside. He's like far, far down the hallway, though. He hasn't actually approached yet. So he's way down the hallway. And then the kids walk up out of nowhere. And they're like, this kind of Candy Doll, how could you do that? Why didn't you take up for us? And I'm like, because I ended up on the floor. And Endeavor ended up having to carry me. And he had to carry me, and for no reason I had to deal with, you know, the aftermath of that, and I shouldn't have had to. I said, so I told you guys you were on your own if you got caught. Why can't you guys just deal with the fact that you're on your own? Or whatever. So I had my back turned. So then I said that, and I turned around. It was like, not getting involved with a mission with you again. Obviously we can't depend on you to, you know, have our backs or whatever. And I was like, I do have your back. And then I hear Endeavor, and he's like, I don't appreciate what you did, and you deserve to give me an explanation. And I was like, I don't deserve to give you an explanation. I said, ask Kirishima, ask Kaminari what they were doing. He goes, there's no one standing here except you. And I turn around, all the kids are gone. Like, well, none of them. There's no sign of nobody. It's like they, I guess Endeavor, when he popped up, they must have just like ran off, okay, and just left me standing there. So Endeavor is like, what do you want with me? Like, don't try to make me your target. I was like, you're not my target. He goes, I don't know what you want from me, but I'm not the one. I am not the one. He's like, so you wanted to go after number one, but why? Just like, I was like, I wasn't coming after you. I was like, I had a mango and it failed. He goes, oh, I get it. Okay. You had a mango and it failed. I'm like, yeah. I was like, I don't have to answer. So I left out. On my way out the door, I see Kegel. He's standing like right at the corner of the door, leaned up against the door. And on the other side of him is a doctor. And so Kegel looks at me and like smirks, like, and I'm like, what? And then I noticed the doctor, and he was like, oh, he's like, Miss Cotton Candy. I was like, hi. He always was like this. Oh, how was Frodo? Like that. Because he's kind of like this creepy doctor. He just can't believe that Frodo is doing so well and everything. So anyway, long story short, so I passed by Kegel in the hallway, and Kegel is like, we need to talk. And I was like, I don't want to talk. He goes, so I hear that you're after number one. For what reason though? I was like, I'm not after the number one. I'm not after Endeavor. Why would I be after him? I'm like, come on, he's on fire. Like, I would burn, literally. Like, what could I do to him? And he's like, I just feel like you shouldn't have to go after somebody else when you already have me, and I'm not willing to give up my spot or any other spots I have or time with you to give to some other person just because you have feelings for them now or you want them. You can't just go after what you want and think there's not going to be. And I'm just like, okay, first off, I'm not after Endeavor. Why would I be after Endo? Frodo freaking is crazy about him. Come on, how would that look? He would be confused. So why would I do that? So he's like, so we're walking out of the school, and I'm like, you know what, whatever. And I'm walking away from him. I'm like, I love you. And he's like, I love you more. So I'm making my way to the house, but I'm kind of like running to Toshinori. And so Kegel is kind of like this, but then he's like walking fast after me. It's almost like if I was running from him, but he was walking toward Toshinori house. And I went to Toshinori house, and he was at the door by the time I got in there, and I just slammed it shut. So then Toshinori is fixing coffee, making pancakes and stuff. I thought for sure he would be like watching TV at this time of day, because usually that's what he does. He's never like, because this was the afternoon, it wasn't the morning. It wasn't like right before I go to the school, because I would expect that from him, which I thought was weird. So I go to Toshinori, I'm like, I'm so glad to see you. I was like, I just needed a break from everything. He goes, yeah. He's like, I bet you did. I was like, I know. I was like, I just came here. He's like, I cared for you all this time. You know that I care about you. You know how much I love you, how crazy I am about you. If you think for 1 second I'm just gonna hand you over to Endeavor just because of your little fetish you have. And I'm just like, I don't have a fetish with Endeavor. Like, what the heck? He goes, well, now you want him because he's number one. That's why you said that you love me for that reason, right? That's why you fell in love with me. I was like, no. I'm like, Toshinori, what's going on? He's nothing. So he goes and he sits down. He sets my coffee in front of him, and he sits his in front of him. So like, I just came to vent to you because I just feel like everything is being blamed on me, like I did something wrong. It's not my fault the kids ran off and decided to do their own thing. I told them what the plan was. They didn't stick with the plan. First off, I got shot, and then Toshinori is just like, you know what? He's like, I feel like maybe I haven't been giving you enough attention. That's probably why you're acting this way. I feel like if I don't give you attention, maybe the other guy will try to snatch you away. And I'm just not going to let that happen. Like, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm just like, Toshinori, I care about you. I love you. And so, okay, so I had on this pretty dress, guys, okay? It's my favorite. I had on this summer dress. It was, it had teal with long sleeves, and it had like a bow tie. You know, I also had on heels to match it. Because lately my feet have been hurting really bad, like killing me. And so like, if my feet are going to hurt, guess what? I'm going to give you a reason to hurt. You're not just going to be hurting me for no reason. And, you know, so I'm wearing these heels. And the color and everything matches. I basically have everything that matches. The only thing I didn't carry was a purse. I had my my ID around my neck. But at this point, I think I had left it somewhere. It has like a metal chain on it. And and a badge, and you basically, what you do is you kind of hold it in front of the door and it opens. It's basically like it's automatic. It automatically opens. It's electronic. And I set it down somewhere, so then I'll start looking around at my body like, dang, where the heck is it? And then Toshinori is like, well, he's like, I just feel like we've come so far. Me and Keigo, we both share you equally, and it's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work with a third party. I said, are you listening to me? I don't like him. He goes, he was your target though. He was the one for some reason he became a target. I said, no. Kirishima needs to explain himself. He goes, there's nobody but you there but you. And I'm like, it wasn't just me. So who the heck wiped your memory? Who the heck wiped everyone's memory so they only think that it was me and not the kids? And why were all the kids in the office if they weren't involved in it? Come on. I'm like, Endeavor doesn't remember carrying me? He goes, I don't remember him carrying you. Did he carry you? I'm like, yeah, he did. I'm like, this also happened while you weren't here, so of course you wouldn't remember Toshinori. Sorry, I had to check again. Am I telling you guys everything that happened? I'm trying to think. Because my first video was, I'm just saying that one was much better. The lighting was better. I even feel like the video quality was better. Like I was saying how the video quality got so much better, but for some reason now it looks kind of grainy again. It might be the lighting, I don't know. And I'm so mad about that. Because I thought I paused the video, but I guess I stopped it. I was like, press stop. So anyway, Toshinori is like, I'm gonna put a stop to this though. I think I know what I need to do. And I was like, what? And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, he hasn't drank his coffee. And I'm like, I haven't drank out of mine either because I don't really trust that, it's safe. So then I'm like, I switched our coffees. I was like, here. I took his from him like, there. So then he sipped out of his coffee, I sipped out of mine. And I'm like, you know what, Toshinori? I think I just need to come back later. I wanted to spend some time with you. He's like, I want to spend time with you. I don't want you to leave. Where are you going? I'm like, I'm just going to go. He goes, where are you going? I said, I'm going to go home. He goes, oh. So then he got up. He started walking over. He's like, where do you live? He's like, where do you live? Cotton Candy Doll. Where do you live? I'm like, at home. I'm like, you know where I live? And he's like, I don't really know where you live. I'm like, stop playing with me. I'm like, I'm going to leave. And then he's like, he gets in front of me. He's like, where do you think you're going though? Like, where? I'm like, Toshinori, please. I'm like, I need to leave. I need to cool off. I feel kind of like angry a little bit. And, and he was like, keep that energy. And I'm like, why? So then I get up and I start walking toward where the couch is. And I was just going to sit on the arm of the couch. Just sit there and, you know how you sit on the arm of your couch. You just kind of, the door is there. At any point, I could just leave out the door because it's right there. The Toshinori is clearly blocking my way. So then he was like, I'm going to make sure this never happens again. And the floor and everything starts looking all like weird. And I'm just like, what the heck happened? Like, he didn't even have time to drug me, so how did I get drugged? The Toshinori is like, oh, that's your own fault because you didn't trust me. You decided to drink mine. Mine was drugged. And I just knew you were going to pull that because for some reason you just don't trust me. He's like, I can't make you trust me. I can't force you to, but I can force you to listen to what I have to say. I was like, fine, I'm listening, just talk. He goes, not yet. So I get up from the couch and I'm kind of stumbling around the house and he's like, where are you going? I'm like, back to the kitchen because I'm thinking, I'm just going to rinse my face off. Maybe drink some water, even though I know that's not going to work. I'm clearly going to pass out. And I can feel myself about to pass out. Sorry. Let me fix this game controller. I also have the TV on for light too. It's just much better lighting when it's like that. Okay, there we go. It's better. Doesn't that look better? It looks 100 times better. So anyway, Toshinori, so I start stumbling and then the door opens and Keigo walks in. He closes it and locks it. He goes, you know what? She decided that for some reason, both of them are talking to each other. He's like, she decided for some reason she was going to target, like, the #1 hero. And Toshinori is like, he's never going to fall for that. I don't know what she was thinking. And I'm like, I don't have any, and I was like, I don't want him. So then, Toshinori is like, I have an idea. He was like, we both haven't had a chance to show her our affection yet together. Remember that? Remember? And I'm just like, oh no. I knew this was coming. Like, wasn't expecting. it to happen as soon as it was, but I just expected them to like both kind of have an argument, except the argument wasn't between each other. It was about someone else, a third party, who I'm not even interested in first, for one. I didn't come after him. That was Kirishima. Was it Kirishima or was it Kaminari? One of them rendered him, he passed out. And I think it was Kirishima, because he stabbed me first. And he took the syringe I had, I think. Didn't he? I'm trying to remember that. It's all fuzzy. I don't remember everything. It's in my other video anyway. Sorry, I hope you... Wait a minute. Let me pause the video. Okay. Why did that pop up on my screen? It's probably on my screen. If you guys saw that, I'm so sorry. I'm kind of embarrassed too, because like I don't, I'm just embarrassed because like I don't have my internet. This is I'm recording this offline. I usually upload it later, so how am I getting an ad popping up in the middle? Like, it's so dumb. So anyway, so I was trying to get past the get out the door, and of course he stopped me from leaving out. And Yoshinori like did like this and ran his hand down my face, and then Keigo was just like, he was like, I have an idea. He was like, let's play a game. I was like, what kind of game? Obviously, so I haven't passed out yet, and I'm getting ready to pass out. And he's just like, enjoy the ride. As soon as he said that, I felt myself fall over, and I know someone grabbed me. It was probably either, it felt like it was Toshinori. So I woke up, and my hands were tied over my head like this, and I was like completely naked. And I'm looking around, and I'm just like, where the heck is my pretty dress? Like, I want it back. I didn't say it, but I'm thinking it. And Toshinori is like, what are you thinking about? And I'm like, he's like, you're thinking about him, aren't you? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm actually not thinking about him at all. So then Keigo came over. He's like, I got an idea. He's like, let's look for her G-spot. I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, why are you so obsessed with that? And Toshinori is like, I'm interested in seeing too. He goes, you go first. So we went back. And so Keigo comes over. He puts like he puts my legs in the air, and I'm just like, I'm like, you gonna try to like fold me over like a pancake or something, because I can't fold over like that. That's gonna give me a cramp or whatever. And he's just like, I'm just trying to see something. So then he puts his finger inside of me and starts moving his finger around. And of course I respond to it, instantly. And I start getting, the word everybody hates, moist. And I'm just like, okay. I'm like, Keigo, and he's like, I think it's here. And I'm just like, no, it's actually not there, or whatever. But he actually found it. And then, so Toshinori is like, I think you found it, or whatever. And I'm just like, I looked over at him, and then he comes over, and he's like, move. He does like this, like moves him out of the way. So then like he decides, hey, I'm gonna just enter her. So he enters, and then Keigo comes over, and he's just like, I'm gonna insert myself from behind, so that way we can both hit her at the same time. We can like gangbang her, kind of. And I'm just like, why did you use gangbang? Like, I don't like that term. It's just a weird. He's like, I'm sorry, I mean tag team. Same thing. So they're both like this, like in and out, not at the same time, but it's like in and out, like one in and one out. And it's like, and then of course, he like, Toshinori just like explodes everywhere. And then Keigo's like, he's like, I need something else from you. He's like whispering behind me, I need something else from you. And I'm like, what do you need? And he's like, you still have another cherry. And I'm like, no I don't, because we don't, that's a forbidden area. He's like, forbidden area? I feel like we should be allowed to touch her forbidden area, don't you think, Toshinori? And I'm like, no, because that's why it's forbidden, because you can't touch it. And Toshinori's like, I just want to just, have a look or whatever. And I'm like, what the heck are you looking for? Like, no. Like, if you guys decide to mess around there, then you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get you back the same way. And Toshinori was just like, he's like, no, never mind. Because he knows he doesn't want to mess with me there. And Keiko's still kind of daring. He just puts his hand there on puts his hand on like my butt cheek, and he's like squeezing there, and then he's moving closer to where like my crack is. And I'm like, hey, and he kind of stops there, and he's like, okay, but you noticed something? He's like, you're getting wetter again. So then he starts playing with me, and I'm just like, so now I'm like really sensitive to it because I've already had my orgasms twice. And he's like, I think you she's had enough yet? And then Toshinori is like, I got an idea. I was like, can I take a bath now, please? I feel like a dirty little girl. I say it like that, and he's like, he did like this, he like, and then he came toward me, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Like, I should know not to play around. So he's like, I'm gonna go run her bathwater. So then he's like, you know what, Cotton Candy though? He's like, I respect any decision you decide to make, period. Like, Keiko's just laying in the bed. He's just like, I got what I wanted. I got what I came for. So I'm just like, okay, fine. He's like, you know what? You can go ahead and take your bath. So they're both in the room talking. I'm taking my bath. And I'm just like, oh, so they just wanted to, they just both wanted a piece of me at the same time. Cool, they got what they wanted. Like, it felt awesome, but I'm still a little bit sore. They'll be fine. So I get dressed, and I put my dress and everything back on because somehow it's miraculously back where it's supposed to be. So I ended up putting it on in the bed. Could not find my underwear though. Those were gone again. They always go missing. My favorite panties, my favorite undies, anything. If it's lingerie, if it's like, even if it's a bra, a pretty bra, it'll be disappeared. So now I'm walking around with nothing on. So I'm just like, I come in the kitchen. They're both sitting there and they're talking and drinking coffee and laughing. And they're like, your coffee is there if you want it. You can trust us. We didn't do anything to it. I'm just like, okay. So I sit down. I'm like, I'm kind of hungry actually. They were like, oh, we have a guest coming to our house. I'm like, who? And then they were like, you should get the doors for you. So I open the door and Deborah walks in. He walks in. He's all mad. He's like this. He sits down. He's like, listen, I know I'm the number one now, but I give you no right to try and come after me, okay? I was like, I'm not coming after you. He was like, did you hear what I said? Don't come for me. And I'm just like, you sound like you're from the hood. Don't come for me. Like, seriously? He's like, what's that? I'm like, nothing. It's not. They're like, the hood, and they started laughing. The hood of what? They don't understand. So it's just like, he's like, I want to talk to you in private though. I'm like, why? He's like, because I want to threaten you properly, and I don't want these guys to freak out about what I do to you if you come after me. And it's kind of scary because I'm just like, Endeavor, imagine standing in front of a freaking inferno. Okay, it's already hot, so you're sweating. On top of that, he's like, he has this fearfulness about him. You feel afraid because, like, I don't know. It's like I don't know how to explain the fear to you, but it's scary, okay? So I'm like, so you're like, yeah, you talk to her, and I'm like, wait, and I'm sitting next to Kegu. He gets up and I grab his arm, but then he like walks. I'm trying to grab him. I'm like, oh no. Then Endeavor sits down and he's like, I need you to understand something about me. I know that I'm number one, but I wasn't always number one. He said, if you come after me, how you've been coming after me, he said, you know what I do to my women? I'm like, no. He's like, you don't want me to do to you what you do to them. I'm like, what exactly do I do to them? He was like, I know about the games you play. They tell me everything. I'm just like, okay, first off, why would he tell you everything? That's private. That's for us. What the heck, Keiko? And he's like, no, not Keiko, Toshinori. I'm like, Toshinori told you? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh gosh. He's like, yeah. He goes, there's nothing he goes, I'm not interested in you. There's nothing in you I want. There's nothing in you I want to touch. I'm like, I don't want you to touch me. I don't want you in me. He goes, the only thing that will be left to take from you is your virginity. And I'm like, I'm not a virgin. He goes, not that virginity. The other one. I'm like, why would you know that? Like, why would Toshinori tell you? Sorry, my game keeps doing that. And I'm just like, that's none of your business. And he's like, it is my business now. He goes, if I find out, if you even come after me, then I'm going to come after that. I'm going to come after you specifically for that. He's like, you're going to be begging, crying, and screaming when I'm done with you. He goes, and also, he goes, that kid, that red-headed kid, he came after me, so I'm coming for him too. I'm like, you coming for him? Like, how? He said, I'm coming for him because he came for me. His punishment will be harsh, but it'd be nothing like yours. And I'm just like, he goes, don't think that you'll get away with ever trying to like do anything to me, attack me, what have you not. I don't care with your sick mind. I'm like, okay. Now, apparently I want you or something, I don't know. I was like, yep, I want you so much, Endeavor, that if I come after you, I know that it's going to be my ass, literally. And that's when I won't do it, okay? I'm not going to do it because I'm not dumb. And I don't want you. So he's just like, that. I said what I got to say. He got up and like kind of pushed the table like that and left and slammed the door. Then Toshinori and them came back in. They're like, how was your talk with him? And they started laughing. I'm just like, it wasn't good. Like, I'm like, I feel threatened by him. And then Toshinori's like, what'd he say? I'm like, I was told not to tell you what he said. He's like, come on, you can tell me. I'm like, no, I don't want to. Because you guys put me in this predicament. So then, Toshinori was like, alright, well, he's like, it seems like you learned what you needed to, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, you know we're not done with you, right? Like, what? It's like, you know we're not done with you. I'm like, oh, like, how? So then Toshinori got up. He's like, you're not leaving. And I'm like, I'm not leaving here. So you guys are just going to have a slumber party. What about Frodo? He's like, yeah, Frodo's not with us. He's with Endeavor. He said he'd be picking him up from the school. And then he did tell me that he was going to pick him up from the school. Endeavor did say that. So I was passing him by. Because I told him I didn't want to listen to him anymore. And I wasn't willing to listen. So then, I'm like, am I going to have to take one for the team and just get revenge later? I think I will. So Toshinori picked me up. He put me on top of the table. I was sitting on the table. He was kissing me. We were making out. I was making out with him and I was taking his clothes off. And then Keigo decided, I'm going to sit down on the couch and watch you guys. So Toshinori had me sitting on his lap. And then he was facing me. And then Keigo got up behind me and like, okay, so you know how you don't control your own body? He was controlling my body for me. He had my legs up and he was like doing like this, like lifting me up and putting me down off of Toshinori's special. Out of his so Toshinori's rocket, he was like making me go like up and down on it, and I was like trying to like hold on to him like this. I had my hands like this, kind of like trying to hold off Toshinori, but trying to hold off Keigo too, so he kind of slow down. That wasn't really working. All I did was make it so my hands were like trapped between them. So then, and then like, so Toshinori came. He was like, he did that, and then Keigo was like, like that. Like it was almost like they were relieving themselves from being thirsty or something. And I'm just like, I just got myself all clean, and you guys just got me all dirty again, of course. So then he was like, there's no point in you having a dress when you come over here. You might as well just come here with nothing on from now on, because it's going to be like this for a while. And then you realize what's important. And then you realize who's important to you. And I'm just like, okay. Yes, guys, I know my video is a little bit cringy. A lot of it cringy, but you gotta understand, like, I don't want to really leave out a lot of details, because people want to hear about what they do. At one point, like, Toshinori was like sucking on my nipples, and then they were both like, one person was on each one, kind of like that. And at one point I blanked out. I forget when I blanked out. I think it was the drugs, because I felt like they gave me more drugs, but they might not have. They might have just been really strong that time and it just knocked me off. But they spent the entire day like, begging me into like next year. And I said, you know, I'm gonna get my revenge on them. I didn't tell them, but I plan to, because I feel like they didn't really they're not really listening to me. They really believe that I'm after Endeavor. Hiroshima can just step forward and just clear all this up. Just tell us what your whole agenda was. Why did you stab me in the neck? Like, what was the point of that? Like, and I agreed, if you guys got caught, you would come up with your own story. It had nothing to do with me. But somehow I got dragged into it with Endeavor. And now this is happening to me. So when I go back tonight, I'm probably going to run to Keigo's house. The Toshinori might be there. He's like, I need to give you proper attention then. I was basically, after it was over, I was sitting on Toshinori's lap. And he was just like, I love you. Like, he just kept saying, I love you so much. And like doing this to my hair. And I was like, you know, I was trying to take it all in, because honestly, like, for Toshinori to be all over me, I love it. And I wanted to like bury my face in him. But I was kind of like, you know, what he's doing, he's trying to like, I guess, prove that, you know, he can like own me, I guess. He didn't make me say that. He didn't say like, say you're my bitch or anything. And Keigo didn't say it either. He didn't make me yet call him daddy or anything. So at least that's the good part. I'm going to make them, because guess what? When I go back there, I'm going to make them do that to me. They're going to call me those names, because I want to hear it. I need to make these guys my bitches, and I need to figure out a way to do it, because Endeavor is scary. But now he got beef with me. Like, there's beef between us now because of what happened. Hiroshima, you need to clear this up. Kaminari, tell the truth. That's all you have to do. It's not hard. Momo didn't even say anything. She just sat there and just listened. Like, you can speak up too and say something, because you made the extra syringes. Where did they come from? How did we get so many? Oh, there's a kid there with a quirk that can multiply things and turn into... I'm just done with that. Just over it. Sorry, guys. My nose freaking itches. This always happens when I'm on camera, though. It's the only time. Anyway, I just wanted to share with you guys what happened. I'm gonna go back and watch my other video. I don't think I left any details out. I might have, but I'm not sure. But I think I told you guys everything that happened. My plan to get them back is gonna have to wait. I have no choice, because they basically got me. So I hope my video wasn't too cringy. I did give away a lot of detail, but I didn't give away too many. I didn't say like, oh, he put his hand up my shirt and he put his hand up my dress and then he just like ripped it. At least he didn't rip my dress off. At least he didn't, you know. I did talk about him fondling like stuff, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna find a way to get them back. I just don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do about Hiroshima. Like, freaking liar. Just tell the dang truth. Like, tell what happened. I'm in the school enough now. Like, I go to the school a lot. Nothing happens. I don't really tell you guys, because nothing happens. My school days are usually, the morning is spent with Frodo, feeding him. Which Frodo is starting to actually talk a lot more now, to even more. Frodo likes cake a lot, and I didn't want to tell Keigo, but he got really sick. Okay, I love hearing his little laugh. There's something about it. Okay, it's an evil laugh, but it's so cute. And I just gave him cake because, okay, so you guys know he likes ice cream. I gave him cake because I was just like, I wonder if he likes cake. So I purchased him some cake. I got him a cake. First I got him a little piece. He ate all of it. He liked it. Mommy was, and I go, you know, Mommy thinks you're all done with cake. And he kept saying cake, cake, cake. So I got another piece of cake. I gave him that one, and I didn't even give him that much. I gave him this much. And he got sick and he puked all over, like, he puked all over his, I had him in his seat. It's white. It's just completely white. Just threw up all in it. So he had blue frosting in his mouth and stuff. He threw all that stuff up. Then he started crying. I'm like, okay, come on. Gave him his bath and everything. I made sure to clean everything up before Keigo got home. I didn't want him to know I got him sick because apparently, so that little bowl of ice cream I had, that, you know, that giant bowl compared to the little bowl, Frodo only eats about this much because his stomach is only this big, right? You can't give him a lot of sweets and a lot of food because he'll get sick from it. I didn't know that. So apparently the reason the bowl was in there is because Kegel gives him a few bites after dinner as a dessert. He doesn't let him eat even the whole bowl. I wish I'd known that, but he's like, oh, just start coming here every day, you'll know everything. Because I can do that, right? I can just shift there every day and just tire myself out completely. I'm going to be going there a lot this week though, so in my next shift I'm going to try to go someplace else. I'm not really sure. I'm just scared to go anywhere else. Tell me where you think I should go, like in the comments. Put where you think I should go next. It's definitely like dark. It's nighttime almost. I have my little light here. The camera quality is like much better. I love it. But I think this video is long enough. I think I've explained everything to you guys. I need to find the fourth person. Kaminari, Kirishima, Momo. It wasn't Tokoyami. That's right. If I can get Tokoyami to tell them what really happened, maybe it'll help. That's what I'm thinking. Like, it can clear up a lot of misunderstanding. Endeavor can apologize to me. The guys can also apologize, and then I think they liked sharing me way too much though. Like, they were having so much fun with that. I left out the part where he was like eating me and stuff. Yeah, I left that out because I felt like that was just a little bit too graphic for the people watching, because I don't know who's watching. So, but yeah, that's what happened. I came back feeling great, but at the same time, it's like I feel like a piece of my pride was taken from me. Like, I feel like I lost it. Okay, yeah. But yeah, now I have beef with Endeavor, and I need to figure out how to grill up that beef and how to make it go away, because it can disappear. And I'll figure it out. I don't know. Anyway, write down in the comment what you think I should do to them, what my plan should be, since they got me this time, and I'll read the comments and I'll decide. I'll make my plan beforehand. I'll let you guys know. And then in my next video, what I'll do is I'll make it a premiere so we can actually chat during the video. I wish I could do a live, but I still haven't figured out how to make it work yet. So yeah, so I'll do that next time. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give this video a like. And if you hated it, you know what to do. Also, ring the bell. That way you're notified when other videos like this one become available. Ding! And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!